8:40 a.m. on this Monday morning, August 25th, 2025. We've already had some rumblers that's cruised on by overhead earlier on this morning. No evidences that are showing up. I was going to try to do a little bit of a capture experiment earlier on, but we were under too much cloud cover. I'm thinking about trying to bring this object out that much more through the use of different colored lenses in the near future. Just a little bit of a advance notice of what is to come. At least I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. That I will actually have some decent opportunities and some decent lenses to try to bring this object out that much more. But kind of a little bit of a late start on it this morning, once again due to the cloudiness that we were experiencing earlier, which was much more than what we are experiencing currently. But that is the plans. And furthermore, because of this nighttime object, and I know that I will be having nights to where this object will be much more visible, but I am, at this point, it's still just a thought process, but I am thinking of investing into a much higher quality camera that is much more capable of zooming in on further distance than what this camera within this phone is capable of handling. Okay, so we've got all this moving, and it's kind of a strange movement because it is flowing to the southeast for the most part. I am hearing a jet aircraft someplace. Once again, we are going to be dealing with those no-seeums. I can already feel that. But there is someplace. Yeah, it's already flown on by now. But I believe that is the type of situation that we'll be experiencing today. And furthermore, just on a weather note, today we will be lucky to break the 70-degree Fahrenheit mark. Although standing out here in the presence of this light, it already feels warmer than what has been forecasted. But yet today is to be the coolest day on record for this region since early June. Yesterday was another cool day for the record book, I guess. Today is supposed to be that much cooler. But currently, very comfortable out here. Go back to regular lighting. And for the most part, we are under clear skies. For the most part. But we go back here to the western horizon. So this is going to be on and off again today. Yeah, it kind of looks like pink clouds back here, huh? Carryovers from last night. Okay, and that's the beginning of our sky observations for this day. 9:50 a.m. this Monday morning. Yeah, I am making my way downtown. Huh. What do we got hiding back in here? Looks like a chemtrail. Or a former trail, if you will. Yeah, clouding over since my previous recording, and wow, I was actually quite shocked when I reviewed my first recording from this morning, and to actually see that secondary object next to the greater light, and noticing that it had not made a connection to said greater light at the later hour in comparison to a couple of days ago, where we watched both objects rise from the eastern horizon. And here I was talking about wanting to get a better viewing of this through different colored lenses, and well, gee, I just happened to, get that proper timing. I mean, isn't it just ironic how I was able to capture that without even realizing that I captured it, and it was only for that minute period of time while I was recording. And so noticing that lacking of connectivity between the two objects, which through my observations increases the brightness and heat from the greater light. Well, we are experiencing cooler temperatures today as well as yesterday. So does that mean that as this thing gets further away from the so-called sun, that we experience thermostat adjustment of temperature? Yeah. Okay, and yeah, so over here we have this greater light someplace. But anyways, yeah. So that's where, my assumptions, if you will, are at this given point in time through my observations and this given explanation of these two objects and our temperatures, okay, and how it is affecting our temperatures. It's kind of strange looking up here. I'm going to leave you with that. And of course, I plan on trying to come out with that hour-long video of me out in the woods from yesterday, and my talking points and thoughts and all that good stuff. Very nice postal worker. She's from the city south of us, to where we actually get our mail through, and she actually accepted my mail to send out, so I would not have to visit our local post office this morning. Really cool. Oh, alright. I have arrived at my destination. I think I'll go ahead and cross on over And well, we will go ahead and continue on with our sky observations as I see fit for today. Google is actually stating that we could experience some pop-up showers. The same narrative was given through our local meteorological forecast. Basically, they don't know what's going to happen today. Okay? That's just the gist of it at this given point in time. But now that I've arrived at my destination, I've got a little bit of shopping to do, and we'll rejoin in due time. And why does it always seem as though one side of the V formation of geese is longer than the other? Because there's more geese on that side. I know. Stupid dad joke. Alright. Current time is 10:10 a.m. I was just talking to the cashier about our weather within the last couple days, and she made quite the observation that, yeah, we've been having a lot of this over the last couple days that looks like we are going to get hit hardcore by storms, right? And it just moves right on over. Except with what I showed the other day with that brief period of rain, which was the only rain that we had, by the way. But yeah, we get these massive black clouds, and virtually they do nothing but pass on by. And which the cashier was making these observations to me, okay? And we walked out for a quick second, and she pointed right directly to this. I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, manufactured weather, people. All right, I'm gonna work my way on back, my little hole in the wall, and we'll see what might transpire from there. Alrighty, 10:30 a.m. Of course, we've got a massive amount of bees on the hummingbird feeder here. But not only that, we have now started to sprinkle ever so lightly out here. Meantime, we still have, well, the ball of light is actually within its appearance over in the eastern horizon. This is, well, slowly increasing. Look at this, once again, you know, we got blue skies over here. And I guess the rain is coming from this up overhead. But it shall only last momentarily, just like the other day. You know, strange rain. We don't get rain like this. Weird. And it's coming down. Well, in front of me it looks like it is slanted slightly, but over in this direction here it looks like it's coming straight down. I think this is the fourth recording that I have made this morning, and I believe this will, yeah, see how it's coming down angled now? Coming down angled here, straight down over here. I don't know if we could see that or not. There. And with this rain and cool weather, this is going to induce the change to the leaves, okay? So basically I'm predicting that the leaves will be changing sooner this season in comparison to seasons in the past. And of course this is once again just a brief, very brief period of precipitation. Boy, I tell you what, not making these bees none too happy. And that is that. Let's go look out my bedroom window facing the east real quick. Okay, so if you look back here, we can still see some blue, if you will. And yes, this is facing east out of my bedroom window. Okay. And it's beginning to pick up once again. Let's go back to the balcony, aka the crow's nest. Now I'm not wanting to step out in this, but okay. Now the only time that I have actually seen rain coming down from complete so-called clear blue skies was back when I was 15 years old on a family vacation down in Florida. Yeah, there's been a couple of occasions since then that have been similar, such as this, but of course we have, you know, clouds. Whereas, as stated back when I was 15 years old, it was, you know, clear blue skies and rain was coming down. And the reason why I bring this up is because of a comment made by Happy Joy Joy. And, yeah, I was just wanting to expand on that perspective. I don't know. So let's go ahead and walk on out here. It's still coming down a little bit, but we'll go ahead and chance this. Yeah, I'll cover my phone. Yeah. And whether we could see any drops still coming down, I don't know. But yep, it's still raining, coming down. Oh yeah, and this is what appears as though we have next. And we'll go ahead and leave off with that. I am going to go ahead and attempt to get this hour-long video from me spending time out in the woods alone. And then I'll go ahead and get this morning's recordings going. And we'll continue from there. I hope you enjoyed taking a shower with me. Take care. Have a great one.